Lot of hue and cry, with mixed and confused opinions, from political parties captured the news headlines. When the newly appointed Home Minister of India, Amit Shah, presented the bill in the Parliament on August 5, 2019, to abrogate the clauses in the controversial Article 370 and 35A that granted the state of Jammu and Kashmir a special status, and proposed to reorganize Ladakh and Jammu and Kashmir as two separate union territories instead of full-fledged single state. As the debates around the abrogation of Article 370 continues, and the topic gets triggered every once in a while, let's see the opinion of the Commanding-in-Chief of the Northern Command, Lt-Gen.Yogesh Kumar. He spoke about the past and present situation of Kashmir Valley. In an interview, he said that the Valley of Jammu and Kashmir has undergone a massive change. He told about the massive change in Jammu and Kashmir that took place after the abrogation of Article 370. He asserted that, in the past 1.5 years, the atmosphere of the valley has changed, from that of violence to that of peace and tranquility. Lieutenant General reminiscing the days before the abrogation of Article 370. He said the atmosphere was engulfed with violence, with the incidence of stone pelting and firing was in a regular basis and was very common in some areas. Having given an insight into the past, he went on to highlight the period post-abrogation of Article 370. And said the government came in and undertook many initiatives for the development, which was for a very long time not talked about in the region. He also discussed the steps taken by the government to prevent the recruitment of youths of the valley into radical groups. He stated, lot of opportunities have been provided to the youth. Many educational organizations have been opened, such as Super 30 for medical and Super 50 for engineering, so as to keep the youth engaged and away from the gun culture that they were exposed to all these years. He also spoke about the present situation between India and Pakistan. After agreement with Pakistan, the ceasefire violations have considerably decreased. He addressed the equation of India with Pakistan, which, as per him, was considerably better, after the two sides reached an agreement on February 25, 2021. He stated, in 2020, there were over 5,000 ceasefire violations, and, in the first 2 months of 2021, before the agreement, there were as many as 700 ceasefire violations. Talking about the period post-agreement, he added, so far, there has been no ceasefire violations along the line of actual control. He acknowledged that ceasefire violations have a grave effect on the lives and livelihoods of the citizens, staying close to the line of actual control, both in Jammu and Kashmir and Pak-occupied Kashmir. Pointing out, if there is a cause-effect loop, he explained. First, we have ceasefire violations, then infiltration, and that leads to violence in the hinterland, so all these three things are very closely interlinked. He said, the maintenance of ceasefire understanding will definitely reduce violence in Jammu and Kashmir and act as a catalyst of persistent peace in the valley. He highlighted that Pakistan has been holding to the ceasefire understanding till now. He asserted that India remains adamant to hold on to the understanding, and it is Pakistan who has the onus to hold to it in the future. He said, if Pakistan chooses to divert from the understanding and indulge in ceasefire violations, then Indian military is fully prepared to welcome them.